it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. It was hard when just over 3 years ago in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times, and I was sleeping in my office. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment?" And I said, "Yes." And I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, "Would you mind reading it here?" And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, "This is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office." And I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "I just work long hours in creating my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And right now, things are bad for me. But they're not going to be this way always. And I just asked for the opportunity to continue to operate like I'm doing. I'm not trying to make this my home." And it was hard coming through the lobby. And sometimes they would laugh. There's a guy talking about becoming successful. And look at him. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and 2 other dreamers up there. Look at him. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams, and I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, "God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me?" It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on, by continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor, never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream. It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to know that. Don't say, "I'm having a bad day." Say, "I'm having a character building day." It's very important for you to believe that you are the one to make this happen.
Okay. Here's what's next if you're working with people to understand. Learn to work with the people who deserve it, not the people who need it. Because we must operate like life operates. Life was designed not to give us what we need. Life was designed to give us what we deserve. And if you've got people to work with the ones that deserve it. Now, here's the next part that's very important for a leader, management, to understand. Now you must teach people how to deserve your time. You must teach people how to deserve your help. You say, "Mary, if you'll do this and this, I'll do all of this. And if you'll do this and this and this, I'm telling you, I will do all of this. I will meet you more than," what? "halfway," but you got to come toward the halfway part. And probably since I'm so anxious to work with you, if you'll start taking these steps, I'll probably meet you more than halfway. We learn not to go all the way just because of need, unless someone needs to be rescued, unless the situation is out of control and there's no other way. Yes. Next, don't expect the pear tree to bear apples. I used to try to change everything. You can hang apples on a pear tree. I'm telling you, it won't help. You can put up a sign, "This is an apple tree." Sure enough, come the season, pears. Here's what I learned. You cannot change people, but they can change themselves. You cannot change people, but they can change themselves. Incredible. Capital in your business isn't what matters. Okay? It's not the money that buys you a future. It's your skills that buy you a future. Money and no skills, and I'm telling you, you're still poor. Money and no ambition, where are you? Money and no courage, you're broke. A little bit of money and a whole lot of courage. That's all we need. I'm looking for people when I'm recruiting back in those days, and the money didn't matter. What mattered to me was somebody's willingness, somebody's ingenuity, somebody's willingness to try. Right? If they had $1 to invest, that was plenty for me. $1 and some ambition, and I can show you how to get rich. And it'll be one of the classic stories of the company. I go to recruit somebody, they say, "I don't have any money." Say, "I've been looking for you for 6 months. Let me show you how to do it without any money." Because here's the rules of capitalism. Jot this down. You can either buy and sell, or if you're in certain circumstances, you can sell and buy. If you've got ambition. Now, if you haven't got ambition, we can't cure that, and money won't cure lack of ambition. But if you've got $1 and some ambition, I'll show you how to get rich. And even if you don't have $1, I'll show you how to get rich, because you can sell and buy. Somebody says, as soon as the product arrives, I'll sell it. Then you don't understand. You don't understand the magic of fortune if you say, I have to wait till it gets here to sell it. And you probably don't understand the value of your own story. Once I understood that, I knew I was going to be wealthy. That's why right in the beginning I started giving big tips. I knew I was going to be wealthy. I say, wow, this guy tips like a rich man. I said, that's right, he tips like a rich man. Even in the beginning, I tipped like a rich man because I knew I was going to be rich.
Joseph walked in and was standing in the presence of one of the most powerful people of that day. He interpreted the Pharaoh's dream. He was so impressed, he made Joseph the prime minister of Egypt, second in command. It happened quickly. Joseph didn't have to run for office. The Pharaoh didn't hold a vote. He didn't interview candidates for 6 months. Right on the spot, he made Joseph the prime minister. God knows how to do a quick work. The trouble, the injustice, it hurried out of Joseph's way. He woke up that morning a slave in prison. He went to bed that night the prime minister, promoted, vindicated. Don't be discouraged by what's not changing. Like Joseph, you may be doing the right thing and the wrong thing is happening. Your time is coming. God has these destiny moments where He's going to suddenly catapult you to a new level. It's not going to be a long process. It's going to happen quickly, unexpectedly. The right people are going to come looking for you. The promotion, the opportunity, the vindication is going to come tracking you down. After the Israelites came through the Red Sea, they wandered in the desert for 40 years. They thought their obstacles were too big, their enemies too strong. That kept them from going into the promised land. Now, years later, their children and grandchildren were about to cross the Jordan River and go into the land that God promised. The problem was the land was occupied with these incredibly strong, powerful people called the Anakites. They were descendants of giants. You can imagine how intimidated the Israelites must have felt. Standing at the brink of the Jordan, no doubt contemplating whether or not they should go in, God gave them a promise that helped push them over. He said in Deuteronomy 9, today you are about to see people that are much stronger and much more powerful. But the Lord your God will cross over ahead of you like a devouring fire. He will subdue them so that you can quickly conquer. Unlike their parents that talked themselves out of it, this new generation had the boldness to go in. Just like God promised, they quickly conquered the land. Now you may be facing a situation like them that seems impossible in your health, your finances, a relationship. But God is saying to you what He said to them. I'm going to cross over ahead of you and take care of those enemies so you can quickly conquer them. You are not fighting those battles on your own. The Most High God is going before you. You're going to come out of that difficulty quicker than you think. Now get this down in your spirit. You're going to quickly conquer the sickness, quickly conquer the addiction, quickly conquer the trouble at work. Behind the scenes right now, God is changing things in your favor. He's crossing over ahead of you to take care of the sickness, to take care of that trouble. If you will stay in faith, it's going to happen sooner than it looks. You didn't see any sign of it, looked like it was permanent, then suddenly it changes. God is going to hasten His word. He's going to speed things up.